Chinese players, Chinese teams. Is it going to have a Chinese flavour draft? It's got it, hasn't it?
Well, what I expect from Newbee, actually from LGD and Newbee, is that they pick these like very mobile mid-tiers. They can make a lot of space, a lot of flashy plays. Honestly, SCC and maybe are pretty much just the very similar kind of players, right, Jack?
I mean, like a Queen of Pain, a Storm,
like Puck, Storm, all these heroes that can be very flashy, make a lot of space for your carry. But then again, I think the LGD has an advantage when it comes to the carry because Mugi is so used to playing the sacrificial carry that his hard carry is not actually as good as how do you pronounce the name? Amy's carry. Ame's carry. So I think they have a little edge on that front.
Mugi was seen for a bit as one of the kind of weaknesses of this team. Again, like he was sacrificed a lot, you know, for part of last season. But I think in this tournament so far, I think he's actually played fairly well. They put him on Lone Druid. They feature him on a bit more farm, and he's actually done okay so far.
Although his Lone Druid, I criticized him a little bit. His item build was one of the bigger reasons for me why they actually lost that game yesterday against Kingwin. So, I mean, you know, it's not his like comfort hero for sure. Because I've never seen him play Lone Druid before.
So you think the Mugi Ame matchup is clearly tilted in one direction?
Well, if it's a hard carry matchup, if it's like more like a sacrificial like carry matchup, and then they have like an SF middle for SCCC, then I think it can go very well for Mugi as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they deal with FY because having like 11 as the offlaner before, again, like for much of last season, they would kind of just leave him out on his own, and he'd still come back like super farm, you know, whether Magnus, Earthshaker. Felt like you didn't have to protect him when he still got what he needed. That's like the ideal outcome for them. For FY, they've been putting him pretty much exclusively on a beefy offlaner. They just leave down there these Dooms, these Tide Hunters quite a bit, these Underlords.
Commander.
Yeah, and like, that allows them to have those resources to secure mid, to roam, to be able to give maybe a good start and let him start snowballing as well.
It's actually quite interesting to see that so many Chinese teams ban out this Bounty Hunter. It seems like they really think it's a very, very strong hero. Whereas the Western teams don't really prioritize him at all.
I mean, yeah, it goes team by team, but it's the intangibles, right? Not maybe the bounty himself, but like the vision that he provides for these rotations, especially if your teams that know each other very well and used to these very precise rotations. You don't want that extra bit of information. Yeah,
especially Newbee against LGD. They're probably scrim partners. They know each other in and out. So Clockwork first pick. Typical first pick by Newbee. They really love their Ogre. Well, actually, Beastmaster. I have not seen this here in this tournament because I think it was always banned.
We've seen it a couple of times. Yeah.
On the mainstream.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet, but Beast Ogre is so strong to actually empower your carry. So if you go that route, you really want to have like a very hard physical hitter. Like you want to have an SF, you want to have a Juggernaut, Lifesteal, something like that.
5 seconds.
How is LGD going to respond to this?
Spend or any number of things.
Yeah, like just anything that can really hit. But you don't want to have like a DP or something, because it doesn't really make sense.
I think we saw LGD actually play SF a few times yesterday. I think they're like they might be the only team in this tournament that I've seen use that so far.
The only team that are playing.
Honestly, the new SF is really strong because it's like a hybrid. You build physical damage items, but you still deal a lot of spell damage because of the race change as well as the spell amplification talent. They went for Tide Hunter straight. Yeah, Tide is really good against Beastmaster because you can't really roar him, you can never really burst him down.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, what you're preparing for in this case with the synergy of the first two Newbee picks is a strong physical damage carry. And for the most part, if you pick that Tide early on, it's going to probably give you a decent lane at least and just slow that hero down. And we see Phantom Lancer, which is another more unique hero. The LGD have picked this hero a lot, more than just about anybody else.
Yeah. Ami really likes that hero. He played it a lot yesterday, I think, twice, maybe even 3 times. And he's had a lot of success with it. And then Tide Hunter, like one of the best carries that synergizes right now with the Newbee lineup against Tide Hunter as well would be the Sven, because he has a lot of bonus damage that doesn't get reduced by the Anchor Smash, which I think is very important. And you have like a roaming Clockwork. Ogre and Beast do not really care too much about that hero, because you have a Boar as well as an auto attack of Beastmaster that instantly kill a Cog, so you will pretty much just run out after that.
Yeah, usually like you like this Clockwork into those like squishier supports, right? You want like an AA or something, or even an Earthshaker that you can sit on and stop him from casting a spell.
Yeah, he will just sit there and not be able to do anything. But Ogre can actually just punch him back and probably win even. So we'll see what LGD will ban out. They ban out the Carry Venge, which, to be fair, is really good for the lineup too, because you can go for the Carry Venge and then pick an SF middle, and then it's like a complete like synergy lineup. it would be sick if they actually had that available to them.
Something else for Newbee that's been picking up steam, they've run in the past something like a Luna. We've seen more of these kind of SD Luna, you know, like going back to a slightly earlier time. And obviously like hybrid damage and the range as well to potentially cause problems for this title.
I mean, Luna is a really good pick too here, simply because the entire team will have so much attack speed. And then the new talent that actually gives you like, what, plus 24 damage on the aura again. So you have a plus 60 damage on the entire team with that aura, with the bloodlust. Even the supports hit for like 150 damage if they want to go that route. Go for Phoenix instead. Support Phoenix, Phoenix Ogre support combo. They can roam a lot. Even though it's going to be quite hard to kill a Tidehunter for those two supports. But I can definitely zone him out if they want to do that. But actually killing him is going to be quite a challenge.
Phoenix popped back in, haven't we?
Yeah.
Recently, it had that long period, I think it was around Epicenter last year, was massively popular just before it went in towards TI. But since then, it hasn't been a popular pick.
I really don't know why, because especially against these Tidehunters and stuff, if you kind of counter-initiate, like they ravage, and then after you go in with your egg, they have to focus the egg or they have to disengage, one of the two. And it's just very, very uncomfortable because after Ravage, Tidehunter doesn't really have much to offer.
Yeah, like Ravage is such a commitment most of the time. And like part of making this hero stronger has been making it so that he does other things besides just the Ravage. But even still, when you commit that, it's so hard to be disciplined enough to disengage off the egg or to deal with it properly after you've committed already.
Yeah. And then Disruptor is a perfect response to Phoenix. You can cancel his Sunray with Glimpse. When he does like shenanigans with the, what's it called, Icarus dive, you can kind of cancel too with your ult, as well as the Glimpse. You can zone really well against the Beastmaster with Disruptor. It's a very good aggressive pick here. I just hope they don't do what Kinguin just did and pick like a defensive carry with it, because it doesn't make any sense. You don't want to have AM Disruptor.
Probably not going to see an anti-mage this game, huh?
Nah, probably not. Although, it could be okay for Newbee. Wow, I like that. But Slark actually makes a lot of sense, because you can buy a Silver Edge, you can hit the Tidehunter, then you can roar him, and you can actually burst him down. And just on the lane, if you pounce on him, he's actually one of the best killers against Tidehunter. 3.5 seconds disable. Well, not really disable, but you know what I mean. You can kind of just keep him there and hit him with the supports, as well as the Sunray. They definitely have a lot of killing potential right now. Although I have to say, Disruptor is a hard counter to Slark, especially early on. So until he has a BKB, he will have to be quite scared of dying as well.
We saw this yesterday as well. I think one of the earlier games where people were like, I think it was SG even. They went with a Slark at their last pick in the first game.
It was a fifth pick.
Against the Tide.
But a fifth pick into a very late game kind of comp though, wasn't it?
And it was against the Storm Spirit too. Personally, when I played Slark,
pretty dodgy pick, wasn't it?
It was very, very awkward.
Yeah.
Because I played Slark a lot in tournaments as well. And whenever I faced off against the Storm, it was so hard to actually play. It's like you can't kill him.
I mean, I think the Slark yesterday was more out of...
Oh,
they didn't really have much choice.
Yeah, they were kind of
down
they were kind of stuck.
Yeah. They were in a corner. They're like, we need something that can lane against the Tide.
Yeah,
and
this feels
potentially
more planned.
All right, so two synergies on LGD. First, of course, the cock deny, which is amazing for his lane control. You will have like 12, 13 souls to begin with, which puts you at like 80 damage. So the enemy mid lane is going to have a very, very hard time. And then second synergy is Anchor Smash as well as Requiem. Your damage gets reduced like by 140% or even more with the new change of the talents. So any white damage carry like Slark is, you will actually not deal any damage, like zero. Literally zero. I really like this as a pick.
Well,
yeah, I was going to say, it's interesting.
Because he relies a lot on the stats as well to be able to hurt people. So, I mean, it does reduce his damage, but that gives some help.
Just an LGD took the SF when we thought it would be the...
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Newbee didn't try to go that route, but... SF in general, actually, if Slark does not have a BKB, he's so afraid of a Requiem. It can just blow him up completely. He has to be. He definitely wants to get a BKB, second or third item this game. He needs to get one. There's no way he can avoid it.
There's a lot of setup for it. There isn't like the traditional hard lockdown, but a lot of stuff for LGD that keeps people in place for the Shadow Fiend as well.
I mean, they have Cog as well as Disruptor. And you can't actually leap out of a Cog. And they have Ravage, of course, yeah. But as Teamfight Ultimate. So if LGD actually snowballed early this game, they can just 5-man towers, and Newbee can't really do anything about it. The only thing they can do is try to split push, but LGD is really, really fast at pushing with a Shadow Fiend. And once the Tide gets Mech Pipe and SF gets a BKB, it's going to be incredibly hard for Newbee to teamfight them. The last face is void. Makes a lot of sense, because SF is going to be your main damage dealer. You just want to have more lockdown, especially against the Slark. Okay, if I look at this and I'm the Slark, I really don't want to play this game, to be honest. It's very, very hard, man. Disruptor, Void, and SF.
Can we repick our fourth, please?
Misclick.
Yeah, sorry guys, redraft.
Well, that's the problem with second pick, really. Like, your fourth core, like if you pick on the fourth, it's just going to get counted a lot. And Slark is going to be, well, that's what we said already, right? Mugi is going to have to be sacrificed again. Good luck, SECC.
Which means that they need the right matchup here. And I always wonder if the PL and Weaver Band set up something like an Invoker, something like that.
But then again, how does Invoker lane against SF with like 80 damage? Okay, what Newbee, I don't know, what LGD has to expect is that they want to smoke gank him level 1. That's what most people do when they have the SF clock combo. Simply because most solo laners can't actually lane against it. He will just get every deny, especially this patch, where denies give 25% XP. Yeah.
There's the staple, the Queen of Pain.
Quad makes a lot of sense because it's actually one of the heroes that can kill the SF. They can kind of like forego the soul advantage, but if they do not help the Quad, I think it's going to be very one-sided mid lane.
Yeah, the Shadow Fiend gets no help and is left on the island. It could be a tough first few levels, but if it's the other way around, like after a few levels, it becomes much safer for the Shadow Fiend to
especially this new patch where denies give you like 25% experience only. It is crazy how hard you can lose the lane against an SF. I had it the other day in a pub game and I was like 3 levels below him and it's just impossible.
Okay, which way are we going? Black?
I actually really like LGD's draft. I think LGD is going to win this game pretty handily.
I agree. I like the synergy and execution for LGD. I think Newbee usually don't pick these super hard to execute lineups. I think they have the work cut out for them this game. It's going to be a tough game for them.
All right, okay. Our analysts are agreed. LGD are the favourites for game number 1 with the Shadow Fiend signature hero, or maybe can they pull it out? Let's find out as we head into game number 1 with your commentary team for this one, Cap and Blitz.
That's right, our panel's feeling LGD, I'm feeling LGD. And you on it, Blitz? You on the LGD hype train? Newbee! You were okay with the Slark pick. We were talking about it.
I was okay with it.
I told you, I was like, I don't like the Slark, and maybe good versus Tide, but it's bad versus Disruptor. I don't know, it felt like, for me, in my mind, that cancels it out, right? It's like, it's not an advantage hero. It's good versus one hero, but bad versus another.
Noob's got this.
Noob's got it?
Noob's got this.
Why? Are you just doing the everyone else is on this, I'm gonna look so smart?
No. I think, I genuinely think Newbee's got this.
Okay, why?
I think it's... Hold on, I'm trying to formulate non-BS reasons.
And the fact that you're struggling to find non-BS reasons to support Newbee here is concerning to me.
No, but I genuinely think they're going to play faster. They have very low cooldown abilities that they can work around. So I think they're going to be more mobile on the map. They have good wave shove. The vision game is really strong in their favor too with their heroes. I think that Phoenix is a very good answer to the Shadow Fiend. I think that this is going to be a very good game for Newbee. I think the Slark matchup is like annoying, but once you get BKB, is it like really all that bad?
Okay, so we'll handle this one by one, all your points. So we'll talk about, okay, so they're going to play fast, right? So we got long cooldowns, Tide, and Void. Very big team fight abilities, but very long cooldowns. So Beastmaster, Slark, Queen of Pain, these are all very fast heroes, not very cooldown reliant. So they may die in a Chronosphere. Like, somebody's going to get caught in Chronosphere, and I'm pretty sure that guy is 100% dead. But they're just going to come back and play into LGD again, and those are the fights they're going to be able to win, right?
You don't know that, though. Like, crazy stuff can happen.
Crazy
look
stuff
at this
can
glimpse!
Nice glimpse on Kaka. Ruined! Woo! Great work, Victoria.
It's all good.
The level 1 glimpse pickup, man.
Part of the thing of getting first blood, though, is you lure them into a false sense of security.
Right.
Plus, it was the Disruptor that got the last hit.
That is probably the least valuable hero.
Exactly. So all of these factors, it strengthens.
And he has glimpse level 1 now.
Yeah.
Haha, you've fallen into my trap.
It strengthens my arguments even more.
No longer have Thunderstrike for harassment.
Mid is going to suck, though, for SECC.
Like, yeah, it's not looking great.
That's like a 20 soul SF already.
Oh, yeah, I guess the soul. If there wasn't the soul count, this lane would be fine, right? Because Ogre is better than Clock in lane.
Ogre is really nice to harass out.
Bottom lane, we are going to see our beautiful lane split setup. Mugi and Kaka as the Slark Phoenix matched up against the Void, as well as the Disruptor. This lane, I don't know, you think this one goes even?
It's okay. I think the Slark should be able to get farm.
Yeah,
Especially
neither one
since
has kill power against the other carry, most likely, right?
Disruptor's got Glimpse level 1, so it's very unlikely that he's going to do much.
Yeah. So that just leaves our top lane, which Black was saying, Tidehunter really good versus Beastmaster, both in lane as well as the fact that you can't really be targeted by the Primal War burn down because you've got Kraken Shell.
I think that this one, I don't know, it's looking a little bit rough for noobs.
Yeah.
This mid matchup though, going really well for the SF right now, 8-17. Obviously, he doesn't actually have 17 less denies, but
Mugi has rotated up to top lane, but that's not because the lanes are like Beastmaster going against Tide is not what they want, but Slark versus Tide is really what they want in lane. Right?
Yeah, that's a much better matchup for them overall, but even that's not super ideal. Like, Tidehunter thrives in these kinds of scenarios, because the thing is, even if you kill FY, I think the cost is a little bit too high.
Yeah.
And they don't have any stuns or anything like that. Like, Mugi can jump on him for sure, but their best way to deal with this Tidehunter is this Sunray, and I don't even know if he's worried about it because he got 6 tangos. He has 2 levels now of the Anchor Smash, so it's going to be harder for Mugi to farm.
Maybe
like,
if they dealt with it at level 1.
Yeah.
And this is a level 1 tie, but it's a big difference. Now he's level 3 and has that big Anchor Smash and Kraken Shell up.
And the issue too is, like, you saw that Faith instantly, he's supposed to be the zoner, right, in this game, but he instantly had to go mid because without even checking, he knows that the SF is going to do the Cog Trick. So the SF just gets 30 damage for free. Like, nobody can lane against that. So he knows he has to be there. But with the Clockwork kind of matching his rotations, it just leads like all of the lanes winning in favor of LGD early on. Of course, Dota is not like purely based around that. Like, the team fights are going to matter more. But as far as like early starts go, it's pretty promising for them. Like, they already have almost 3 out of the top 4 CS.
Yeah.
Pretty dominantly so. Like, this Beastmaster has absolutely nothing compared to the Tide. This Beastmaster would love to have this Tide.
Slowing down double here. Faith is going to come in, try and get the kill onto FY. Now FY turns and fights Mugi, forcing him back, but the burn damage is so much from the Phoenix, they might still be able to get the kill on 48 HP, but Faith is unable to do any more damage without the Ignite up, so Newbee do have to give up on that kill. It sounds to me, Blitz, like you're coming over the dark side.
Nah, dude, I don't backtrack.
Towards LGD.
I don't backtrack. I stick to my guns.
You know who does backtrack now, though?
Who?
LGD's Faceless Void. So maybe you should think about it.
Oh, that's right, the 25% backtrack. That's pretty cool. Has anybody gotten it yet?
I don't see it.
Okay.
FY? Again, going to be gone on. Man, that Sunray does so much damage, but it's still not enough. And this is why we were talking about the levels are important. We just had them matched up against that Tide from the get-go. Maybe they would have actually been able to get these kills. Faith is just YOLOing in on in to LGD here, being blocked out by FY, and he's into the tower range for 1 pure shot. That's enough to be able to get the Ogre kill 2-0 now.
And in mid, SECC, I mean, he's trying his best right now to get into like this trade war with the Seraphine. And he has done a very good job.
Lock him inside the cogs, getting good battery assault damage. They need the RNG. The battery assault sticking on to KP, and they're going to dive underneath the tower to make sure they get the kill. 3-1 now. But the Tidehunter does die the top lane, and SF dies in mid. Whoa, back-to-back kills there. Picked up by Newbee, significantly turning around this laning phase for them.
Yeah, the Hasted Queen of Pain with the help of the Ogre is enough to secure the kill on the Shadowfiend. And this is like the one really nice bright spot for Newbee is that despite the Cogs trick, this Queen of Pain is doing very well for herself. She does have 2 of the stack counters, so you've got to be careful. Like, I played against this the other day. I think...
Yeah, you were...
I was really surprised.
You got a surprise death.
Back-to-back kills?
Yes, maybe he's dead.
This would be huge. He just TP'd here, too. He's going to go
the
one more.
Turns around, gets a little bit more damage on SCC, but he's not getting out of that one alive. Now, they are going to be able to get the clutch back on SCC, so Vengeance is going to be LGD's, but it still does not repair the damage done to Maybe's SF. Kaka going to be dove underneath the tower, but he must still have the dive up. FY will take a little bit of turnaround damage from the Sunray.
And FI just wants to trade as much as he can, make things as annoying as possible for Mugi. He's already a level ahead, and Mugi going to go for this. Of course, he's going to steal a lot of stats here. FY starting to get a little bit lower than I expected right now. This might just be a kill.
This one, he does have a little bit of help coming in from the Disruptor, but he's still going to end up dying here to Newbee. Mugi, he just gets to sit there and beat on the watermelon, steal a bunch of stats, and deal a lot of magic damage, and FY was clearly not anticipating that was going to be enough to bring him down.
And once again, I don't backtrack. I stick with my original predictions.
Good on you, Blitz.
This bottom lane, though, sucks for KP. Like, he does not want to be here in this game right now.
Every single time you're like, yes, go Newbee, but oh god, this one part of the game is so bad for them.
Like, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, like in Dota, it's really unrealistic to assume that like all 3 of your lanes are going to be successful.
Yeah.
Like, that's way too much to ask for.
And the Beastmaster is going to be really good versus this team. We haven't talked about that, but Beastmaster versus Void versus SF, those are some value heroes to lane up against.
Especially since against the SF, who's going to go for things like DKB later on, it's not going to matter.
Okay, yeah, Fate is definitely dead, but the Sunray turnaround does allow them to pick up 1 kill, and maybe they can get even more. The dive barely clips the SF, it looks like, but it's not going to be enough to chase. Instead, they'll try and go for Victoria. Manage to get that kill, but another raise comes in from Maybe. Able to take out SCC. Now they're going to chase for Kako.
1
doesn't have the
second
dive.
for his raise.
Gush is up in his second here with the raise, long range raise, and the Gush. Oh, a 1! Kaka, you're not going to make it out, are you?
Fire Spirit's
Fire Spirit doesn't have it.
Doesn't have it. Unfortunate. But that's still a level 5 Phoenix. And
oh, he's going for it. He's going to try and get the kill on Maybe, but SCC.
No, there's no chance.
He does, oh, he has it level 6. He just picked it off of the creep. If only he'd gotten that sooner, maybe the Sonic Wave would have been enough.
Half a second sooner, but still, the Shadow Fiend has pretty good move speed. Just going to walk away backwards, grab the Shrine. Maybe or SCC is still looking for it. But
top lane now going for Mugi. Does manage to trap him inside the closet with the Pounce already used. Now Mugi does have his ultimate. FY does have Ravage as well. So this is going to be a timing here. It's very important. FY holds on to the Ravage for now.
That was a smart decision. It's way too hard because if you see the animation coming, of course, it does hit a larger AoE. But Slark can almost always time it, right? As it comes out, like the spikes come out, you pop your Q, and if you expend Ravage just for the opportunity to kill the Slark, definitely not worth it.
Now, would you say, do you ever, like, oh, the Slark's ulti is on cooldown?
SECC?
Yeah, they got him. That's going to be the first Chronosphere of the game. Maybe lines up his raises. Double raise hit,
maybe
but
not.
Victoria does not get off the glimpse before the blink is completed, and now he's completely out of range, only being level 4, so SCC is going to be able to make it out. Mugi, kind of caught here, does not have his ultimate for another 15 seconds, so he is dead. At least LGD get that much, even if they fail on the kill on SCC. They get perhaps a bigger kill in Mugi's Slark.
I don't know if it's a bigger kill. You need to slow down the Queen of Pain's momentum, because this hero is like heavily based around momentum. If you consider the fact that like level-wise, she just needs so many different abilities. Like oftentimes when certain mid-heroes like will always have a comeback mechanic, but Queen of Pain, you know, you get 2 in the dagger, so you only have 1 in the blink, so you have 15-second blink cooldown. On top of that, like at this point in the game, you only have 2 in Scream of Pain, so you can't really flash farm.
Faith is maybe turned around on here with FY and Maybe both completing their TPs to this bottom lane. They're going to try and chase him down, but
that's a Ravage.
Okay, they are going to pull Ravage for a kill on an Ogre. I guess maybe any kill is worth it at this point. He hadn't been using Ravage at all. And as you were talking about earlier, it's not really great versus Slark. So, Jesus, what is happening? Kaka? He might just get run down here. Amit got extremely good luck. He's going to have to try and juke his way out.
Oh, he's going to go TP out
off of the face, and he's good. The TP out, that was sick.
Off the face of the earth. How are you supposed to chase that? That's so
I like how he's still sitting there, too. He's just like still kind of chilling out there.
He's like, is he coming there's back? A hope of this. Like, what do you think, Matt? That guy actually...
He's dead. They've got a haste on SCC and they've got Sonic Wave. He holds on to both to see if they can get a kill later on.
He, flat earth, man. He can't.
Kyrie Irving was right.
He was right all along.
Must have been a Dota player.
BOB had the right idea. I just don't understand how that's fair. Like, what are you supposed to do against that? Poor Void. Even if he walked up there, like, he would just bounce off the edge.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, though, he got extremely double bashes.
Yes.
While Fire Spirited, too. He didn't deserve that kill.
Deserve has nothing to do with it, but in any case, things... I mean, they're still pretty heated. Like, this game is still relatively even, but the Queen of Pain is starting to scale better and better. Like, this is the hero that you absolutely don't want to lose early on so that you can start to level more of your Blink, more of your Scream of Pain. Like, the mobility doesn't kick in until you get 4 levels of the Blink. And that's why it's important that you get your level 10, your level 11 a little bit sooner than other heroes. It's a little bit more necessary. Whereas, like, a hero like Shadow Fiend, like, you're going to die, but you're just going to keep showing up. You'll get levels because you clear creeps so fast anyways.
Yeah.
Like, your mechanic is that you're going to double raise a wave, and then you can immediately just go to the jungle, get some more farm. So even if SF dies, like, 3 times, it's really common to see him be level 8 before the end of the day. Yeah.
They are going to go for this kill on bottom lane. FY taking a lot of damage. Moogie's just playing the back and forth game, making sure he doesn't overextend himself now that he's full HP.
They want to dive. The TP's been canceled. Again,
but there is going to be TP in for the Clockwork, so Faith has got to get out of here. Does not have hook shot because he is actually still level 5, 11 minutes in.
And, I mean, Kaka's already level 6. He's had a very good timing for this. He's going to be the most useful support, I think, this game. Like, when I'm looking at the support matchups, the Disruptor, of course, is going to be key for locking down the Slark. But there's going to be a timing window where Slark, Queen of Pain, they're both going to have BKBs. And his value in the game is going to drop off a cliff. Whereas the Phoenix egg is almost always going to be important to the flow of the game. Because imagine it in a team fight. SF pops BKB. He starts channeling Requiem. It does nothing to the Phoenix because he's egging up. Then he has to use the majority of his BKB timer to hit the egg, which kind of just feels awful.
Yeah.
You're put in a position where you either have to waste time hitting the egg or you have to reset your BKB.
Yeah, like maybe Void has to like time walk into the egg to start right-clicking it or something, or maybe time walks out because they don't feel like they can actually kill the egg.
Yeah.
Like it is definitely going to be, when a team has all these big team fight abilities and looks like they're just going to own an area of the map between the Chronosphere and the Ravage, the egg is particularly strong at being able to counter that.
And the thing is, it's a support too. The downside, of course, of Phoenix support is always the fact that you're a Phoenix, right?
Hook shot, FY. He's going to try and help out a little bit with the Anchor Smash. Now the Ravage goes down, and they'll finish him off just in time. Faith does get the burnout damage onto Yao in return, but well worth it for LGD, slowing down the momentum with Queen of Pain.
Yeah, and look at Shadowfiend right now. Like, he's died 3 times, but if you just compare his levels alone, he's almost got a full level now on this Queen of Pain. More importantly, he's been able to take the mid tower, which is huge for the enemy mid, because now the Shadow Fiend can start to rotate around the map, and it's less important for him to just sit there. And because his own tower is at such high HP, he can just always send a support to kind of tank it up.
Does the increased raise damage from the stacks speed up your farming ability a bit? It's got to, right?
A little bit. More importantly, it's more like of a laning thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a high opportunity cost in ganking Shadow Fiends nowadays. But FY up at top, he's going to sit here. We often see this in Tidehunter games because he is so hard to kill, but they're going to make the attempt anyways. This is a huge commitment. He doesn't have Ravage. TP is coming in.
And FY, that's something he can't crack and shell off. And now Yao, who actually tried to follow that one up and help out, is going to be caught with the egg being used mid lane. They're going to be able to kill SEC, but it looks like there is the successful kill on both of the heroes' top lane, which is going to turn into a tower. So probably worth it for Newbee all around, but still, the fact that LGD killed the Queen of Pain again, you said how important it is to slow down this hero's momentum. At least it's a trade-off of sorts.
Yeah, and that's the main reason they were able to get both those kills at the top, because SEC made that aggressive jump forward. Like, I'm not saying that it was a good idea, but I think the idea was better than the execution, I should say. Because by him going for that, the Tidehunter assumes, probably rightfully so, that he's tanky enough that even if he gets roared, he's going to be able to crack it off. And if TPs come in, then they'll be able to make the turnaround play. But because SEC went on those 2 heroes mid, they can't TP up to help him, and in return they lose 2 heroes. And maybe LGD was assuming like, oh, we're of course going to defend our Tide. Like, this is a tier 1 tower Tide. He can sit there indefinitely, but by making that rotation in mid, yes, he loses his life, but as a result, the rest of his team prospers. And in Dota, you always need somebody that's going to sacrifice their game a little bit.
Yeah. How would you say that sacrifice was worth it, right? 2 kills plus a tower in the top lane that Tide was trying to defend.
Yeah, and what's weird this game is that the mid tower was lost from Newbee, but they opted to take the safe lane tower first. Because normally it's the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Radiant will mirror, they'll start to go for the top tower, and Dire will immediately trade in. That just means that they can go for earlier tier 2s and stuff of that nature, but with a Medallion and a Necro 1, this is going to be a very fast Roshan. Nice attempt by Newbee. You'd like to see them bring a few more heroes in here, though, but with Bloodlust, this might just be enough. And here we go.
They see so many heroes showing up at bottom lane to take that mid-tier 1. Newbee will say, we can gladly have that, as long as we get the Aegis in return, and it is an easy one.
And maybe this makes a little bit more sense as to why they took that top tower, because now LGD, you know, they're going to trade themselves, but now they're going to have to mirror the other way.
Yeah.
So it's just another layer to that, and that's a really cool move as a result.
So that momentum, right, they take that offlane tower. If they get Aegis off of the control they have of the Roshan pit, taking mid tower is relatively easy.
Yes.
Because LGD don't want to fight.
There's no way
Aegis.
that they're going to fight in the Aegis, and that's why for a second I was questioning it. I was like, why did they decide to do that? And now you start to see the reasoning behind it, and that's why Dota's so cool in that regard. Like, everything has a purpose when you're a top team like that, for the most part. And now KP almost has the Necro too. smart decision to go for the medallion, because without it, they probably don't get that Roshan as easily.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more of a gamble. But now you have a Slark that has a Shadow Blade, and you kind of turn things on its head. Like, Disruptor is a good hero against Slark in that, you know, you can't really escape it, you can't really get spells off. But when you just jump on the Victoria and there's no real consequences, then it's a completely different story.
But then in turn, we just saw LGD. They weren't fooled by the Aegis advantage. They said, we've got both teamfight ultimates. I don't care if they have an extra life. We'll still defend this mid tower. Now, it's only at a bit of sliver of HP, and it will go down eventually to Newbee. But LGD do at least keep that objective intact for the time being. LGD are going to push into that mid-tier 2. Ame defends the top tier 2 tower from the aggression of Newbee. Looks like Newbee, they're just trying to play this kind of control the map game right now. Is it because of the team fight ults? Do you think it's actually, like, who should be taking the team fight? Who should be taking the 5-on-5? The Aegis team or the team that has Chronosphere and Ravage?
LGD. I think if you're Newbee, the main reason you take the Aegis is so that LGD can't. Right. Because when you get an Aegis Shadow Fiend, it's one of the easiest heroes to, like, high ground behind.
Yeah.
Because you put him in a damned if you do, damned if you don't
look at this setup. They push in top, and KP hides in the trees. He's got a Hawk on the right-hand side just to be able to see any potential rotations of supports or anything like that behind Ame.
They're connecting to him, though. That's why they're waiting.
All right, he's not going to be able to pop out, so.
It's because nobody's defending bottom right now.
Yeah.
If anybody was defending bottom, then they have a better idea. But because this bottom lane is being shoved in, like, this was a tower that had a relatively high amount of health. So now they're making the more natural play where they mirror, what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Normally, Newbee will go for this bottom tower. In return, LGD will go and take the top one.
It looks like the damage done to the mid tower is going to work out for Newbee, as hopefully they'll be able to take it now.
And also,
Kaka's trying all by himself.
Look at Mugi's items captain. Like, he's immediately going to go for the BKB.
Yeah, Shadow Blade straight.
So you were
BKB.
telling me, like, Disruptor counters this hero. Like, well, what now?
That's true.
He's going to have this BKB.
Then Ag's Disruptor, and then what now?
You really got me, dude.
Nothing like the old, but what if this support gets Aghanim Scepter counter argument? You know, the one thing that's like rarely picked up by supports ever.
His GPM talent kicks in at like level 20.
Does he really have a level 20? Oh my god. 180 gold per minute.
That's just spiteful.
That's not even good.
Yeah, that's spiteful.
That's the, like, whenever I think about it, it's like, with the talents, I'm like 60 GPM, level 10, 120 at level 15. Like, that's like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I really don't think it's worth it. But if it's like above average, if it's above the 60, 120, 180, then like maybe it's worth considering.
I think I would take the 180.
You
but
would?
I'm greedy.
Yeah, I know you would.
So Mugi now, without, and I like this move, they're not waiting for the BKB because the Aegis will function as the BKB in this situation. And Yao is going to run into them, instant roar.
They are going to be able to kill the Clockwork first. It looks like the Disruptor tries to make the save with the Static Storm, but it really doesn't do anything. So now Newbee can just keep on chasing. They're going to be able to catch Maybe. He lets go of the ult. Oh, he didn't actually get it off. He didn't get the double ulti out. So it wasn't enough to be able to kill SEC as he dies. And now LGD may just lose FY as well, being able to slow him down with the Ignite. All right, they don't even try for that kill. He's like, nope, he's too big.
That was very fast reactions from KP. He instant roars the first target he sees, no hesitation. And I like that because it's a numbers game often in Dota. Like, how many people can you kill? Can you run them over? And now you're in a position where, like, your Disruptor, when he gets run over like that against a Slark, it swings the other way. Because now you're a Disruptor trying to, like, throw down whatever ult you can. It's really chaotic. You can't get the ring off because oftentimes, like, you want to set up for it, right? Like, you want to be the team starting up the fight. You get some sort of stun onto the Slark, then you get the ulti into the ring. Makes it very easy for you to play. But when you're a Disruptor, every support player that plays Disruptor, like, has experienced this once in their life. If your team's losing or, you know, they're being backpedaled, it sucks because you don't have time to set up any of your abilities. Like, you're doing everything in desperation and you're just kind of like crossing your fingers and hoping.
Yeah, we saw exactly from that example. Victoria hit nobody pretty much with the Static Storm. Didn't catch anybody inside the kinetic field combination.
Yeah, like, great teamfight hero, but only, like, this hero is amazing in teamfights, but only when he has the ability to, like, set up and have some time. Like, on the flip side, you see this Phoenix, like, he's almost always going to be useful. He's got a Eul's now.
God damn.
Yeah, like, he's going to be really strong and pivotal to this game. Like, he's being really optimistic right now, but he's got a Shiva's queued up. He has a 90 GPM talent at level 10.
Yeah,
so, like, Disruptor,
nice
poor
one.
Disruptor was like, level 20? Are you kidding me? He's not getting that.
I'm not even getting level 20 this game. Game's over by the time I get there.
Like, even Ogres has his 60 GPM talent, and so he's going to be useful in these fights, because he's going to get some measure of farm just passively.
Hey, in your estimation, Will, like, how long do you have to be able to have that GPM talent available to you for it to be worth getting? Like 10 minutes?
What, the Ogre?
15? No, like the 180 on Disruptor.
180 is like probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, it takes you like, probably like minute 45 for you just to get level 20 on the Disruptor.
Yeah, but it's
and
nice.
then you want the game to last another 15 minutes behind that so you can
That's
actually
nice.
get some value out of it?
Like, look at this Ogre, by the way. He's almost got 4 staff. Just because of this passive.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, and Kaka is doing the kind thing and even buying some wards out. You can see a lot of supports.
Yeah, that's where the 90 GPM comes in.
Yeah,
That's a ward a minute, baby.
Yeah, you know PPD. He's going to have, like, Trinkle Boots. That's it. He spot all the wards. Kaka will have, like, plate mail finished already at this point.
Yep.
But look at this at bottom. Moogie going to make his go.
Now Yao, maybe he can hook shot out of this one. No, he's actually put Moogie in front of him, so no opportunity there.
And even the glimpse back. And
Yeah.
that's the problem is, like, glimpse, when you're behind like this, you're hoping.
Yeah.
It's like, go back a little further. Then you lose your offensive potential. Like, this hero, this spell as a defensive spell is not nearly as good. You're not utilizing the hero as much.
The Disruptor definitely looks a lot worse when LGD have such a slower pace lineup, and Newbee are a lot faster. Beastmaster, Quab, these heroes are go, 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 in your face nonstop.
They're smoking though because the Aegis is done. Let's see what they can get right now. Ame is going to be the huge hero. He's going to get spotted out by the Hawk. And now a teleporting clock. Like,
well,
this is going to be an awkward fight.
Just like, I'm down to force this fight. They are going to be able to get the 2-man chronosphere with the fall of Sunray. He's going to do a lot of damage. Now the Sonic Wave as well. A big
Where's
blood
the
grab just
BKB?
managed to hit the Phoenix in the back line. Maybe they finish off the Gold Scepter underneath the Static Storm. He needs to be able to get off the egg. He barely gets it. They're going to have to focus it down. It looks like they will manage to kill the egg. But Mookie is so big at this point in time. They had to divert their attention away from the big area of
25.
Newbee, and he is getting stacks on stacks on stacks. Ami is having a fight out against Faith right now. It looks like Mookie does not feel comfortable enough with this fight for him to be able to stick around. He's actually bailed on his team, but his
Look
team's
at
winning
Mookie
this fight.
come.
All right, Mookie's coming back, and he sees Ame. Finally, they're going to be able to bring him down. FY came back
31.
after a buyback into this one. 1v4. There's no way he's going to be able to do anything here. He's just another stack machine for Mookie to just pick up 43 stacks on top of Newbee. They're going to be able to get this kill, right? What?
No, they're going to let him
FY's
go.
just too big?
I guess FY is a little bit too tanky, but your Slark has friggin' 123 as he's going to kill Yao.
Oh my
so
god,
fast.
Yao. He does manage to get the cogs pushed back barely off of the pounce. Mookie was not able to stick right on top of that clockwork. And FY is just, thank God that he was not spotted out by Newbee. Looks like they are going to be able to get the glimpse back on the face, so there's +1 for LGD, but that was a god-awful fight for them.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Phoenix is when you have this support that soaks up so much of this attention. Look at how much the Sunray did in just the heals alone. Ame didn't. He pops his BKB. He doesn't do enough damage. Then Moogie pops his own BKB.
Dude, look at this. The Phoenix barely gets the Static Storm goes down. He barely gets off the egg before Ame is able to get that one hit in. And that's just time where Moogie's wailing on FY.
Yeah, but look at the amount of attention that Phoenix has to soak up. You have to Disruptor ulti him. You have 4 different heroes right-clicking him. It makes the fight so easy for the cores to play, and that's the important part is Victoria goes down once again, and this Slark, like now he's completely uncontested. He's about to get a Silver Edge. It's going to make it even easier for him to kill the Tidehunter. The next Roshan is going to respawn soon. It can spawn in the next minute, and if they get the next Roshan, this Slark or this Queen of Pain, both of them are going to be quite difficult to kill now. SEC, he's going to go for his own BKB, has that Orchid completed. He's getting quite tanky now too.
No bash there. Mookie ignores Ame. He wants to be able to grab someone like Yao. Can't really get out of this one. No Cogs pushback this time around. The Chronosphere only really killing Q1 inside of it. He may not be able to get that one kill. The Beastmaster manages to survive. Turns around, gets off around the roll onto the void, while Mookie just keeps on focusing on the tanky heroes that can't get away. FY is the next one down as he racks up 4 stats. Kaka did blow the egg for that one. So maybe they're losing out on some of their team fight powers. They are going to be able to glimpse back into the Static Storm. Maybe that's a kill, but Mookie's going for the back line. He sees the big damage dealer, and maybe tries to catch him. Not quite able to latch him down, though, and he is running low on mana. Newbee, they are going to be able to get to win this fight. It looks like they're going to be able to pick up even more. They had Sonic Wave and Primal Roar back up. They managed to take down Ame because of that one. Newbee
They're just demolishing LGD fight after fight after fight.
Yeah, and this Phoenix is just doing so much work. You saw they used everything for him. He still manages to get his Yule Scepter off.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the replay on that because, I mean, that support just took up so much of that attention. Even when he dies in both of these fights, like, job well done. He gets his Sunray off multiple times in these fights. The heal alone was well worth it. As we see the entry here, Moogie, what are you supposed to do about this? You can't really do anything. He popped his BKB.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't get the Chronosphere on Moogie, which was maybe time where maybe could have just focused on maybe, but like the A goes off and LGDs just have to back out. And that's just time where Slark gets the beat on people because they can't turn around and fight underneath the A.
Yeah, and during that time, with every hero dead, they pick up another Aegis this time, going once again to the Slark, who is an absolute monster. Like, you notice LGD, they refuse to leave their base as less than 5. And this is such a huge problem, and this is why I was so confident in this hero having a good game, because now it turns into a position, like, once he gets the BKB, everyone is afraid of him.
Yeah.
Like, this disruptor counter doesn't exist anymore.
I'm surprised Victoria's willing to step outside of his base with no one around him, because that guy, he just is food for Slark. For Queen of Pain, even.
You know who's not food, though? This Phoenix that is almost about to complete his Shivas. Yeah, he's like 1,700 gold away. That's not that much longer.
Bad.
With the 90 GPM talent. Plus, he took the 60 fire DPS with.
Yeah. Even just the plate mail is a huge increase for him, because if he does get Static Storm focused, then he's probably getting beat on by the Void and that extra armor.
Just to like give you more context, for guys that aren't watching in game or whatever, and you can't click, the Shadow Fiend is level 15, and if you take a look at Kaka, even without the XP talent, he's also the same.
Wow.
Like, he's the same level as the Shadow Fiend, who we talked ad nauseum about how he gets that level advantage early on. They're the same level.
Yeah, and Moogie's level 19. About to pick up that 20 talent. And has the break ability, so now he's going to be able to jump on Tide Hunter, and Tide just dies so quickly to FY. Or to Moogie.
And they can even pop the roar for him, and it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, because the Silver Edge break.
It's not even that. It's like, whatever, execute him, like, finish it up.
Yeah, it's not like the cooldown's a big deal.
Yeah, now you have 40 seconds without a Tide Hunter. They know, they have to assume reasonably that he doesn't have buyback. He already used it once, so he's already gold starved. They haven't won a fight. He hasn't been able to leave his base.
Yeah, in fact, his buyback wouldn't even be up yet. Still 3 minutes on cooldown.
Here's the jump. Queen of Pain.
Able to just blow up the Disruptor right away. SAC uses the blink forward Sonic Wave and Orchid for it. And Ame spotted out on the side there. Was trying to set up for a big Chronosphere, but Kaka is able to chase him away.
There's still time to switch to my side, Austin.
Yeah, there is time. I'll definitely take Newbee at this point.
Newbee is just
gonna give me that option.
Through.
Dumb panelists, what were they thinking?
We were right all along.
Yep.
Here's a Chrono, though, and it's going to connect on the SEC, who doesn't manage to get his BKB off.
Not doing the damage after, but maybe with Gush and the Raps, they are going to be able to bring down the Queen of Pain. Now, looks like Yao is setting up to be able to catch Moogie here, trying to block him out with the clocks, and they're actually getting some pretty decent damage on him. They got a bash, but now he gets off the ultimate, plus the Sunray, and Moogie's healing up big time, and he still has the Aegis. But LGD feel like it's good enough to be able to pursue. They're going to be able to catch the Beastmaster, rather, and bring him down. So that's 2 big cores down. Yes, they got a lane of racks, but at least LGD got something out of it.
Yeah, and they got something on the retreat, but still, I don't know if it's enough. The Slark manages to live, doesn't even pop his Aegis. The BKB wasn't used on the Queen of Pain either, and the Phoenix wasn't quite in the distance to be able to get the heal off on her, but...
Oh my god, he's got Shivas.
Yeah, he's got a full Shivas now. Like, he got his egg off too in the fight. Like,
what a boss, Kaka.
This is a huge item for support.
Yeah.
If you look at the other side of things, like, this Clockwork has... His version of Shivas isn't earned.
You can't even talk about Victoria. He doesn't have that item yet.
Victoria's got...
He doesn't have a 4-staff that he's trying to work on.
He's got that Staff of Wizardry, though. The BKB... For the first BKB of the SF, though, was successful. Like, the flip side exists, too, is that it's not as much damage onto the Shadow Fiend, but Dire successfully uses Scan. I think they want to take a fight once again. They still have this Aegis. Like, they want to expend this as many times as possible. They have a 10-second BKB on their Queen of Pain. Nothing changes in that regard. And now they've got a Shiva's fully completed on their Phoenix.
Yeah, so now bringing down the egg is going to be that much harder with the slow on them.
Radiant's bottom shrine is
They're getting a lot of cheap items, too. Like, this Beastmaster's shortly going to pick up a Vlad's. Like, these are all game-ending items.
LGD, they're kind of centering up around their shrine. I wonder Even the Shrine would be enough for them to be able to win this fight. Well, they're going to try to jump in Chronosphere onto 2. Looks like they're going to be able to bring down the Phoenix first, and that's huge. And they managed to get the Beastmaster at the same time. A great combination from LGD that's going to result in a 3rd kill in Faith. The chase down Ame, hoping to be able to grab Mugi here. The hook shot is in. Mugi trapped in, turns on his ultimate, turns around, but blocked by FY. The pounce doesn't get him far enough away, and Ame's able to jump on top, but doesn't get the badge. Maybe Mugi can still get out of here with the silver edge. It's coming up. He gets the invis, running himself away, and he's out. He's got the invis. They can't see him. He's regenning and moving way too fast.
Yeah, and SECC, he bailed on that fight. He's like, guys, there's no way that I'm going to help you. There's not much that they can do. And we're starting to see, like, this Phoenix is, like, actually the real linchpin for this team fight.
Threat.
He's everything for this team fight.
Yeah.
Like, that egg has been so pivotal, as well as the Sunray. When they lose this Phoenix early on, like, there's not a whole lot that they can do.
Yeah, and maybe being able to take out the Beastmaster out of the fight was also huge because it meant he couldn't turn around and Primal Roar Ame while he was underneath that Chronosphere, effectively saving the Phoenix's life.
Yes, very well done overall by LGD. I mean, 11K down and they have a successful fight. Yeah. That's huge for them.
I don't think they're, and they did it without Ravage too. So it's not like Newbee are going to be so full of confidence that they're going to be able to win the next fight against LGD in the next minute, because you never know if that Ravage is going to be enough to be able to win it for LGD by itself.
Yeah. And it's mainly because in mid lane, spots out that fight. He wants to make this play. It breaks there.
Plus the Orchid onto the Tide. He's not going to be able to fresh that one off, and
immediate push up. And up at top, if you notice too, Ame has been roared up. He's starting to lose some mana.
But it looks like they are going to keep on diving into the mid lane. Victoria ends up going down. Now Mugi does have his BKB, but opts to tank the damage from the Static Storm, holding on to that magic immunity for now. Yeah. Buyback from the Tide Hunter. Now the Tide is back. I mean, they chose their target so well. The hook shot in. He's going to be able to grab Faith. Maybe gets a double nuke onto Faith. Hoping to be able to look at that easily. Mugi comes in from behind. Managed to get the Ravage off of the Chronosphere. And locked down Mugi. A huge kill if maybe can actually finish him off. And it's Ame who takes the kill instead. But it looks like Newbee, they're still going to fight this one out. The A goes down, jump forward from Ame, but they can't focus down the A fast enough. The BKB timer is going to run out soon, and Ame, and immediately gets orchid up before he can time walk himself away underneath the tier 3 tower. He dies, he buys back, but no Chronosphere, and only him and the SF to face down the 4 members of Newbee, taking down the tier 3 and now focusing Raxes.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend going to do his best. With the buyback committed, they really want to grab something from this. And now some stuns are flying in. Shiva's even going to land. Nope.
Self-heal Scepter from the SF, trying to take down some of this. Ame, long jump in.
They want to at least get somebody out of this, and Faith was the only person not smoked. Newbee, they turn around for half a second as if they're going to go back for him, but it's only an ogre.
Yeah, nobody cares. Not even LGD, they're not happy with that one either. You could see Ame with his level 20 time walk talent jumping very far forward, trying to find more heroes, but only finds Ancient Camp instead.
Yeah. And even with the Slark being chronoed, you notice, again, Kaka's the important hero here.
Yeah.
His ability to just, like, get a Sunray off, save the Ogre in the initial engagement when they made their first jump without the chrono, and then being able to get the egg off perfectly placed behind so that they could chase in. That's what led to the Void kill. Like, this hero has been everything so far.
And now he's got the Icarus dive range, so he can sit even farther back if he wishes.
1,400 cast range. Unbelievable. And he's got another 2,600 gold.
I would be surprised if he gets an Aghanims this game.
Yeah, if he just continues to tank up. But no, he's going to go for a very optimistic hex.
Scythe.
You do the drive-by hex.
Yeah.
The super far drive-by hex.
Now, the Void is trying to do whatever he can to counteract all of this single target, mostly a Primal Roar, but maybe the Scythe of Ice will be a factor as well. Ame is trying to pick up a Linken's. No, he's not. He's going for a Manta instead. He had the Linken's queued up, but opted for the Manta. What are your thoughts? Is that the better item here? He just needs more damage?
I think he feels like he does need more damage.
Yeah.
The Fire Spirit's like the Dispel as well. I mean, I think right now he's just understanding, like, if he builds any more defensive items on top of his BKB, he's just wasting the potential of his hero. He just has to assume if he gets his BKB off, he'll live anyways.
Yeah. Like, he just won't have the, like, one thing is surviving, but you still need the damage to be able to bring down these heroes underneath Chronosphere, so.
He's struggling with that too.
Yeah. So at least he can pop the Manta underneath Chronosphere. If he's targeted by Primal Roar, that'll buy him an extra second. While it's recasted, plus his illusions will do damage,
I think,
in the Chronos. So.
Newbee's play right now is just grab that tier 2, grab all the shrines, and then go for the next Roshan, and you transition that into the push. Aegis has always been, like, as weird as it sounds, Aegis has always been the counter to Chrono, because if you just put an Aegis on a hero that, like, absolutely needs to get Chronoed, it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah. Plus the Refresher Shard's going to be huge. Like, all 3 of their cores can use it quite effectively.
A long dive in from the Phoenix.
Man, with these disables, that dive is actually insane. If he does manage to get Scythe of Ice, even just the Yule Scepter makes it look really cool.
Yes. And he's not actually that far away. Like, he's got 4,000 gold. He's going to pick up another 2 bounty runes, I'd imagine. He's just going to get closer and closer to it. Sunray's going to come in.
At 90 GPM, man.
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
Ooh, okay. An Aeon Disc for Slark, the counter to the Chronosphere.
Yes.
Damn. What a game for Aeon Disc, too.
It's like okay, though. It doesn't last long enough, but I think he's just hoping that he doesn't get bursted. That's the big part.
Yeah, it's like very likely he'll be high HP when he gets Chronos. And then even if it doesn't last all the way to the end of the Chrono, it does at least mean he's not going to take a large share of damage.
Once he gets BKB off,
down. Yeah.
Once he gets BKB off and ulti, like, you're unkillable.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're hoping for if you do get chronoed. But the next Aegis is here. They can't afford to give this up.
They contest this one, but they're just not there fast enough. And Newbee start pushing out, seeing if they can catch LGD out of position now. Slowing down with the Ignite is Faith, who's leading the charge right now. Not able to catch LGD, though. They will huddle back underneath their tier 3s. Looks like they may even just give up their tier 2s.
Yeah. And if you take a gander at this start, he was given every tool. Like, he's got the Aegis and the Refresher Shard now, too.
Oh, wow.
Like, they're pumping a lot in this hero. But the double BKB, double Silver Edge, double ulti is going to be huge for him. Like, he's going to be nigh unkillable. And you'd imagine that to burn through the Aegis in the first place, they'd have to use Chrono anyways. Or they'd have to use, like, their massive DPS abilities to begin with. Like, something like the Ravage from Blind into SF ults or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you have all these defensive abilities refreshed, they're going to be hard-pressed to kill them twice, much less once.
So LGD, the odds are definitely against them, but create me a story for this next team fight where LGD do win it. Like, who do they need to go on? Who do they focus first?
They need a Chrono... They need to Chrono the Phoenix and the Queen of Pain. Like, if they can Chrono both those two, kill those in that timing, then they've got a shot.
Somebody else disables the Beastmaster then during that time, and
they have to, like, simultaneously hook into a backline, double Chrono,
yeah, and
the SF needs to be untouched during this moment.
Now, the Chronosphere just got a little bit easier to land as level 25 was picked up from the Void, and he got the increased AoE. We also saw our Phoenix, though, pick up the Scythe of Ice, so he's actually going to be super effective at catching out Ame. So it's going to be even harder for him to be able to get the jump first.
Yeah, this was not a pipe dream game for Kaka at all.
It wasn't.
He just, like, he's going to get his items. If it goes in the queue, you know it's coming out.
All right, so Newbee are playing the control game right now with their Aegis. Newbee's just chilling out in front of the tier 3, taking every wave that comes in, making sure the top's going to be pushed in. The rest of his team is handling mid and bottom.
Even Faith is not that underfarmed, by the way. He's got 4 steps and a Solar Crest.
Yeah, he was actually pretty tanky. They tried to right-click him down earlier.
Now Shadow Fiend, he's building into the data list. He understands, like, we just need damage right now, guys. Like, our defensive items don't really need to be there. He doesn't need to get a Hurricane Pike or anything. Like, he needs to pump damage. Everything needs to go into this Chrono.
Yeah, there's no way they win if they're being gone on, right? They have to be the ones setting the tone.
But it's easy for them to jump. They have 2 different ways to do it, and this is going to be important.
Comes back onto Newbee. They try to go for the Cogs pushback play. Now KP jumps forward and goes for Ami to make sure there is no Chronosphere. The follow-up Scythe of Ice. Ami's already down to half HP and the egg was used, but LGD have lost nothing for it, while Newbee have lost some significant big team fight ultimates. So LGD heal up a little bit. Oh, they lost their Clockwork actually as he jumped in. But still, LGD and Clockwork's pretty much nothing to them right now. LGD, their 4-man is what's more important with all their big team fight ultimates still up. They still have a chance to be able to defend this. Newbee still going to keep pushing forward, though.
Yeah, Hex was expended too, as well as the egg. So
jump forward from Ame. No, nothing there. Just taking creeps.
Yeah, they're a little bit more hesitant to take the fight because they don't have their big cooldown abilities. But 25,000 gold advantage, something that we haven't quite talked about. It felt like it just happened all of a sudden.
Yeah. They had a 10k gold lead for probably 10 minutes ago, but it just plummeted downwards over the last 10.
Yeah, all the supports so farmed on the side of Newbee. Nobody poor at all. Phoenix has more net worth than their Beastmaster does. He's only 5,000 net worth behind the enemy Void.
You've got Silver Edge and now Bloodthorn up for SCC, so they've got multiple ways to be able to tackle FY. He is not the tanky frontliner that he used to be, that's for sure, especially with no Guardian Greaves.
Yeah, he's trying to get a Yule Scepter completed.
Just to keep track of our level 25 talents, we also need to mention Quap did pick up the Fear off of the screen, feeling like the spell block wasn't that useful for this game.
It's not at all.
No.
There's not enough targeted abilities.
Yeah,
it's the Chrono, yeah.
Oh gosh. Yao jumps in once again, goes for the cog pushback onto Moogie. They're just trying to get small disables to be able to open up a hole, but the Rams goes down as Kaga tries to go for the dive in, and he's caught in the back line. They managed to bring him down. That's perfect, but they still lost to tier 3 and don't really have a way to jump out and still fight against Newbee. Looks like they managed to get the glimpse back onto Faith, trying to get that extra kill, but KP comes in. Once the Blood Organ, they're managed to bring down the voice so quick, but he immediately buys back, and he does have their Chronosphere. Newbee, they extend pretty far forward, and a huge Chronosphere, locking down all 3, but do they have the damage? They're going to be able to take out Moogie's Aegis, but the rest of Newbee are still looking pretty healthy. They go to the back line, trying to deal with KP while Moogie comes back alive, but now he's right in the middle of all of LGD, and he's being able to just 1, 2, 3 focus down heroes, and Ame's their only damage dealer that's still alive, so LGD just call it. Even with the buyback on the SF and the Tide, with their team fight ultimates used, they know they just don't stand a chance against Newbee. And the odds against Blitz, 1 and 1 against 3. Blitz, you were right, Newbee. They just demolish LGD in this game.
Becoming Blitz.
Blitz. Blitz.
I felt like Newbee's lineup, it was like I think they over-executed as well. They played very well. Kaka had an insane game. His level 6 came way too fast for them to deal with. Like the Phoenix just had a little bit too much utility.